Hello everyone, it is Justin, your Eagle Skipper here with episode 17 of Journey to the Top, here with Darlington FC. Now since you were last with me, things have really gone according to plan. We followed up our 2-0 loss against Solo Hill Moors with a 3-0 loss against Southport, who are currently third in the league. I went into the dynamic screen, held a team meeting, told them that we need to pick ourselves up in the next few matches, and they did exactly that. We went on against Bamber Bridge, who are currently towards the bottom of the league, currently sitting 23rd, real relegation favorites, and we did just enough to win that game in the 79th minute after going 1-0 down just before halftime. We followed that one up with a 3-0 win away from home against Bradford Park Avenue. Fantastic stuff. Jarrell Kwanzaa scored 2 headers off of corners. Just excellent set piece taking for our club. Then we faced against AFC Telford. Luke Charman scored, missed the penalty just before halftime, but then it was able to score in the next highlight before we went into halftime, actually, and did just enough, was able to park the bus towards the end of that game just to see it off. And then we faced Guiseley away from home, and Luke Charman is feeling a little bit hard done by not to be given this 8th minute goal to himself. He hit it super hard. The keeper was able to catch it, but by the time he was able to stop it from moving forward, he found himself in the back of the net, so it goes down as an own goal, but Charman really should have been credited for hitting it that hard. Then we went ahead and played our FA Trophy second round against Merthyr, who are in the Vanarama National League South, and we went away from home and won 4-2. Good stuff. Charman scored a hat trick. Hatfield and Hughes really played well together, setting themselves up for the 27th minute score from Hatfield. Just all around great performance and good form going into this game against Gateshead. And Gateshead are currently second in the league, so we're hoping to be able to get a result from Gateshead, and we are finally sitting in the playoff hunt, sitting right at 7th, equal on points with Fylde, and only 8 points behind Kidderminster at the top of the league. We're going to be trying to reach our preseason expectations of winning the league, but we're going to take it one game at a time, and for now we're going against Gateshead. Now, something that we've been needing to do over the last few games is needing to play Nicky Hunt from the start. He's really starting to drop off, has hardly any physical attributes left, but he is our captain. He is our star. We signed him on the promise that he would be playing as a star player, and we go into our promises. I failed the last fair increase in playing time promise for him because of that one game that he didn't start against Solihull Moors in the FA Cup. He started against Halifax. He started against Burton. He didn't start against Blyth, but he came in after that Blyth game. He started every game except for that Solihull Moors, and unfortunately we're going to have to keep going with him in the back. But he has been playing very well with Kwanzaa, and Broughton hasn't been kicking up too much of a fuss, so we're able to keep them happy. A number of French players have come to me saying, hey, look, I don't want to cause any waves, but I need to move on. I'm not going to get playing time here. And I said, no, that's fair. I told them that I gave them some numbers that if teams come in offering for them, I'd let them go. And they were happy to sit and wait, and I've offered them out. And they've got some people wanting them, like Mr. Johnson here, Mr. Seaborn, a couple other players. And Kenyon, I think, is done at the club. The last game he played was that 3-0 defeat against Southport, and he let in all 3 of those goals. And I had to substitute him off before halftime, which I never do. He's a decent player for this level, but Gilbert has really just shown that he is by far the better player. So we're going to be sticking with Gilbert in at left back. We're also going to be having Hunt, Kwanzaa, and Hughes making up the rest of our back 4, with Allen starting in goal, a midfield of Savage, Bird, Hatfield, Carvalho ahead of them, And leading the charge is Connolly and Luke Charman for our game against Gateshead. So let's go ahead and hit continue, and let's get into this match. I'm really looking for more from Connolly. He has had several goals disallowed in our good run of form, so he's playing well, but he's not really finishing the job. I'm going to point at them and tell them that they need to carry on straight from the last time, and then I'm going to pump my fists and tell everybody that I have faith in them. That's got just about everybody motivated as we are dressed in our mint ice cream colored uniforms for today's match. And Bird is able to get that headed away, but only as far as Hatfield, who is able to win it. And good little passing from our club as Bird is surveying the field. He's going to put in a big ball over to Gilbert, who's going to try to beat his man. Looks like he wasn't able to find anybody, and we now find ourselves on the defensive. But we've had some decent closing down, not letting them get that big ball over the top, but Hughes able to sniff that one out, gets it up to Charman, who beats his man, running forward. I think he's going to square it. He does to Connolly, and Connolly going to get a second effort and is able to score finally for his 6th goal of the season. Great unselfish play from Luke Charman, who really easily could have scored, but saw that the defenders were closing in on him, leaving Connolly completely unmarked. Good play to get past that one defender, sees Connolly's going unmarked, and Connolly wasn't able to get the first effort, but had enough about him to go ahead and stick it into the other side of the net. Great team play in the first 5 minutes of this match. And Gilbert's going to take a throw-in, can't quite get it anywhere, and Bird is able to score the clearance, gets it back to Hunt, who wisely gets it over to Kwanzaa, who's going to put in a ball over the top, looking for anybody, can't find anybody, and that's going to be a clearance from them, but Bird saves it in, and this highlight will continue with Bird looking to find anybody, but just putting in a very poor pass. Kwanzaa is able to deflect that clearance, and I don't know what to say while we just keep hoofing it back and forth. Gilbert is able to find Connolly, the goal scorer, but who hits it hard, but the keeper is able to parry it over. And will we be able to see this corner? We will. Carvalho steps up to take it, wants to find Kwanzaa, who was attacking the near post, but Bird was standing in the way, and Savage is able to keep the ball in play, puts it across for absolutely nobody, and they get the ball cleared, and that's going to be the end of that highlight. There's been a lot of highlights in these first 10 minutes of the match, and with the exception of this one that just started, they've all have been our own, which is good to see. And I'm not sure how that happened, but just a bunch of failed clearances, and their striker Omar Traore, who is one of the top scorers in the league, is credited for getting that in the back of the net. Let's see what happens in this scrap. Gilbert can't get it. Hatfield, and I can't see who that is, but I'm going to assume that it's Savage, which it was, just hits it off of Traore, and poor clearances, but I'm not too upset. They didn't really pick us apart. It was just our own fault for that goal, which, I mean, I'm upset that we let that goal in, but it's not like they were outplaying us. And speaking of outplaying, Carvalho gets his first goal of the season from a nice cross into Hughes. He was left completely unmarked, with Charman and Connolly both being able to score in the past few matches. They left Carvalho completely unmarked, and that was good stuff from Hughes, able to find the open man. And better work from Carvalho to sit just off of the players, off of Charman, able to score that goal. Charman has been in some good form. I just saw a quick look. We are in 4th on the back of this victory, if things are to end as they stand. But with a highlight for the opposing team, it doesn't look like it's going to end as it stands. But Allen able to get a hand on it, but not enough to keep it from going in the back. Um, really wanting to get at least 1 point from this game. Ideally, we would get 3 points from every game, but I recognize that Gateshead is ahead of us in the table, so even being able to go away from home and getting any sort of result is enough. But we're just going to shoot some encouragement to the team going into halftime. Luke Charman has missed 2 penalties over the course of 2 games in the last minute of the half. So if he is able to win and get a penalty in this match, we're going to hope that he can do a little bit more of it, as Gilbert is able to get in a good cross and Hughes is able to take a shot that was completely off the mark, however, and Gateshead is on the attack. Kwanzaa able to sniff that one out, puts a big ball over the top for Charman. Connolly, I think that's going to be ruled a offside from Charman, but good stuff that we were able to see Connolly put the ball in the net, even if it's not going to stand. I'm proud of the boys. I'm going to tell them I'm pleased with how things are going. I'm going to keep an eye on them, because if we are able to get a winner in this one, we're going to want to sit back a little bit and get some and just see out the rest of the game. Hunt is going to come off here soon for Broughton, just trying to keep Broughton in the mix and Hunt happy as well, because he is getting a bit older. His stamina is not what it used to be, and Kwanzaa just let them have a free run at the goal. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring off Hunt for Broughton. Somewhat controversial after Kwanzaa was the one who let that goal in and is on a yellow card, but they play better together than Broughton and Hunt do, and there's more attacking oomph on the field when they are together. But let's bring Savage off. He's not having the best of games. We'll get Bird in a slightly more attacking position than this central mid on defend. We'll bring in Jordan Keane, who has been decently good for us. And let's go ahead and make our third substitution pretty soon after that and bring on Owen Gallagher. Do we want to do that? No. No, we don't want to bring off Gilbert at the moment. He is in some good form and much better than Gallagher at the moment, and we're rewarded with a highlight where it gets cleared really well, and Kwanzaa is able to track back and looks like he's going to keep it from going out. Playing really far out of position, just get the ball into someone else. Always get nervous when I see them kicking the ball towards the keeper, because that's generally the opposite goal that we want the ball to be going towards. But Allen was able to keep it from going in the net, and Gilbert is getting in the mix of this move, and Hughes, huge ball over, but that is just enough for Gilbert to stay on. Let's demand more from the team. Charman didn't like that, not too happy with him. We are losing this match and need to do something to if we are going to get something from the match. Let's go into a really weird formation, just getting some people in a different spots on the field. Really isn't working. Yeah, we can take Hughes off while he's playing well. Just get somebody on who's a little bit more fit, and it looks like we're going to get punished for getting Gallagher on the wrong side of the field, but we were able to get a nice little clearance, and Connolly is charging forward. Don't know what he's doing on that side of the pitch, but isn't able to get a ball in, and they're able to get the clearance out. Looks like Kwanzaa is able to get on the end of it, but isn't able to direct it towards any Darlington players. And unfortunately, it looks like we are going to end up losing this game 3-2, depending on when the ref decides to blow the whistle. Nope. The ref didn't decide to blow the whistle early, which I mean he shouldn't. So we're going to lose this game 4-2. But I can't fault really anybody for their performances. We did decently well in this game, just not quite enough to finish off the game. And for some reason, Carvalho was switched with Charman, so that's my fault. I'm just going to put my hand on my hips, tell them I can't fault them for their performance. It was just one of those days. It really was. We were not quite good enough in that match, but we didn't show that we were completely outclassed. That does see us drop out of the playoffs, but we are still level on points with Fylde, who we did draw in our FA Trophy third round in a few games' time. Well, that's when I'm going to come back to show you in 3 games' time. So if you enjoyed that episode, go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment if you'd like to be included in one of our youth intakes, and subscribe if you'd like to join us on this journey to the top.